style, listeners. Welcome to Wow Cool Robot, a Gundam podcast. As always, I am Audrey. I use she, her, and they, them pronouns. And in here with me, also as always, are Argyle and Max.
Hey, I'm Argyle. I use he and him pronouns.
I'm Max, and I use he, him pronouns, and I'm a terrorist clown.
I'm a terrorist clown.
You gotta say You gotta say the clown part a lot more quietly. People won't take you seriously otherwise.
There's only one thing worse than a clown. A terrorist. No.
Pretty good. G Gundam, gotta say, continues to be really good.
Yeah, kind of a one of the most insane shows I've watched in my life.
Yeah.
That's why I love it.
These 3 episodes in particular were, I would say, by far the most interesting and banging episodes since Guyana.
Yeah,
these are we've been kind of in a little bit of a slump. We had the Allenby episode last week. We had some decent ones last week, but I think we're really kind of getting back into the groove of things with this week's set.
Yeah, you can sort of split G Gundam up into several arcs, right? You have the introduction arc where you meet all the Shuffle Alliance fighters. You have the sort of world traveling arc where Domon just fucks around for a little while. You have the Guyana arc where Domon hangs out with his
Shinjuku.
bros. Yeah, I'm sorry, you had the Shinjuku arc, my bad. Then you have the Guyana arc. And then in the Hong Kong arc, the writers decide, what if we did a ton of cocaine and wrote a bunch of episodes? And this is what happened. And gotta say, worked out pretty well.
So, Argyle, wanna get us through episode 31 here?
Let's go to episode 31. Colin's favorite. Dazzling power of the clown. Get mad, Gundam Maxter.
Let's go.
The episode begins with George losing at the hands of a clownish Gundam, which perfectly imitates his every move right down to the rose bits. We learn this is Neo-Portugal's Jester Gundam piloted by Romario Manini, and that his next opponent will be none other than Chibity Crockett. Later on, Chibity and the girls meet up with Domon and Rain at the circus to investigate the enemy clown. Manini puts on a show for them, but his laugh strikes fear into Chibity, who has a panic attack and has to leave. The girls enlist Rain to try checking in on Chibity, and he tells her his tragic backstory. When he was a kid, his mom had managed to get tickets for a shuttle to the colony, and brought Chibity to a circus to celebrate. There, a gang of terrorist clowns demanded their own shuttle, taking Chibity hostage and opening fire on the crowd in the process, killing Chibity's mom. To this day, that clown's laughter haunts him, and the only thing that can calm him down is a lullaby his mom used to sing him, which Rain does. He's able to temporarily regain his confidence, but during the match with Manini is quickly brought to his knees by the clown's laughter once again. Bunny, Kath, Janet, and Shirley sing the lullaby for him, making him realize he's not alone and giving him the strength to break through the clown's attacks and win the fight.
I had to mute my mic because I couldn't stop laughing as he recapped the episode.
Look, no editorializing here. That is exactly,
that's literally what happened.
Exactly what happened.
Yeah, I dissociated through the recap, so I didn't laugh the entire time.
I can no longer be mad at people who say that Double Zeta is not good because it's funny. I can no longer be mad at people who say Char's Counterattack is a good movie, because all of my energy is going to be spent getting mad at people who don't like G Gundam, because if that just truly proves that they haven't seen this episode, which is the only episode of TV ever which we're worth watching. Oh god.
Yeah.
This one fucking okay. Just my first note is just clown.
Clown.
My first note is I love Soggy the Dark Clown.
Yeah, okay. Gundam Jester kind of fucks.
It's kind of fucking sweet. I love this thing.
We don't really get to see what Gundam Jester can do in this opening fight because it's over so quickly.
Yeah.
It's the tail end of the fight. George got his ass kicked. Yep. Goodbye, George. Good night.
He shoots balls at George that are supposed to be like the rose bits.
Yeah. Were these keeping those balls? Because he doesn't have a whole lot of cargo space.
He's a clown. He just
true. Why the fuck did I even ask?
But we do get to see more from Jester Gundam later in the episode, and this is easily now my second favorite Gundam in the series after Raymond's Butler bot.
Yeah. This is genuinely, it is just a really sick design. It has a very cool silhouette. I love that its arms and legs are just springs and rings, and it's just this is as close to a Mega Man X boss as we're gonna get from a Gundam, I think.
Yeah, it is very Mega Man X-ish.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I finally realized what it reminds me a bit of, because it's very sinister.
It's pure evil
design. It's very sinister in its design, and it actually kind of reminds me of the virus from the Digimon movie.
Oh shit! It does. It has a sort of Infamon-esque shape to it. Infamon and Chrysalimon. Yeah. Okay. I can see it. God,
you're picking up what I'm putting down.
Yeah, no, you say the virus Digimon, and that's like my second favorite line of Digimon, so I'm there already.
Yeah.
And after
I was just saying. So yeah, George gets his ass kicked. Yeah. Goodbye, George. For some reason, you're still in this tournament, but
no, I think you only have to leave if your Gundam is like beyond repair. Because you can lose, because like
it's literally just like if they just run out of resources to repair it. Like I think that's literally the only way to get.
It's like a point-based tournament.
Eliminated.
I guess. Cause like, it's ranked voting.
Yeah, exactly, because like we've seen Maxter defeat Zebra Gundam, and then Domon defeat Zebra Gundam in a later episode.
Right, so. and then there's Viking Gundam later on.
Yeah, Viking Gundam is I mean, we've got all these jobbers here. Like they're still around.
Yeah, they're just fodder.
Yeah. Yeah, but so Chibity's up next, which is so funny to me that Chibity has to be the one to avenge George.
I know, right? Of all people.
Get along shirt.
Exactly. This is our get along clown car. After the stalker intro, we're just at a circus. There's like a straight up like American circus in the middle of Hong Kong, and Chibity's here with his GFs. He fucking hates this place.
So I made like a bad joke at the beginning here, not realizing how accurate it was going to be, but I was like, oh no, does Chibity have a traumatic Coney Island experience?
Literally, he does.
Yes.
and then in fact he does have a traumatic Coney Island. No, it's not Coney Island, it's Big Apple Circus. I know what my sideshows look like in New York.
Yeah, the fucking New York Welcome About Listening crowd is really gonna get your ass on that one.
Yeah, New Yorkers, do not at Audrey.
Hey, she's podcasting here. Chibity does the fucking like Great Gatsby green light dissociation whenever he sees a clown head in this circus, which I just cracks me up every single time.
Yeah, some like Hoi and Ming are here, and they some balloons pop up in front of his face, and he just like spaces out, just like.
Importantly, Hoi and Ming are here because
Domon and
Rain and Domon are also here.
I like that they're just their babysitters now.
Yeah.
Han is just like, can you please take these fucking kids out of the junk for like 5 minutes so I can read in peace?
They're just their new parents.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Domon like sees the 4 weed smoking GFs and like looks at Rain and then looks at Domon and he's like looks at Chibity. He's like, all right, Chibity, let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Like we crashed your last date.
Yeah.
And like
the GFs tell Domon and Rain that Chibity refuses to go inside and like scout his next competition because he already knows that Romario Manini's his next opponent. So Domon says, "Come on, Chibity, let's be good boys and check this out." And he drags him, and Chibity says, "Help me!" in English.
Help! I don't want to go.
God.
So I will say that like this like entire episode to me, and every time we see Romario in the future from this, feels like so like. The fear of clowns is not really a thing in Japan.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, Japanese animators and game designers actually talk all the time about the reaction that some of their characters get overseas because they'll design, like, clown characters and then, like, people will be afraid of them. And they're like, what? No, they're clowns.
Just like, funny.
They're
what do you
funny
mean?
Guys. Well,
they're supposed to be like funny guys. Like, why are you freaking out about them? Because they don't understand like the Western fear of clowns. It's not like a thing in Japan. And so this entire episode really feels like the Gundam animators being like, haha, Americans are stupid for being afraid of clowns. Yeah.
I mean, we already know they hate Americans because they made Chibity a character.
Right.
Shut up.
But then they made Chibity afraid of clowns.
No, they love Americans.
Chibity being afraid of clowns in the biggest form of self-loathing I've ever seen.
How can you...
Because he's a clown.
Self-hating clown.
You're depressed? Go see Pagliacci, the great Gundam fighter.
Wait, no, stop. So, I have a note later on that's like, but Doctor, my kidnapper is Pagliacci.
Let's go. They're inside the big old tent, and the clown shows up.
Romario is looking directly into Chibity's eyes, threatening him.
Okay, and like when Audrey, you're talking about how, you know, people in Japan aren't really afraid of clowns, and I'm not afraid of clowns. But then, like, when they do the fucking fish eye zoom in on Romario's face, and he has these black irises with like tiny red dot pupils, he's kind of fucking scary.
He is a devil man.
He's a fucking demon.
Yeah, he's not of this
he
earth.
is.
He's a satanic, like, summoning on
this is not a human. And I have evidence to support that he's not a human from the end of this episode anyways. But he does this thing.
Pretty funny, though.
He's pretty fucking funny because he does this, like, this tightrope thing and it snaps and he, like, falls, but he's fine. And he starts to, like, Chibity's, like, just staring in horror the entire time, and he sees Domon crossing his arms in the audience, so he walks up and, like, mimics Domon crossing his arms, and, like, every pose Domon, like, strikes, Romario, like, does that pose, and Domon, like, after a minute, he's like, hey, are you mocking me?
Hell, hold on a second.
This guy thinks I'm a clown.
I'll show you who's the clown here, you bitch. He jumps out of the crowd and challenges Romario to a fight in the middle of the circus tent.
And Rain's like, please don't.
Please do not embarrass me.
Too late.
I'm not with this man. We're just sitting next to each other.
I'm with my 4 weed smoking GFs. Yeah.
And they fight. They do the, Domon's fists are met, and with the clowns, it's like Domon fighting Master Asia.
Yeah, literally matching move for move, and then, like, they come out of, like, one of their parryings, and Romario has struck, like, a Naruto pose.
He's doing the Meikyo Shishui, the tranquil state of mind.
Yeah, he does, like, the little hook hand, and Domon's like, are you gonna fucking do it?
Second. Are you gonna do the erupting burning finger? And he does. He fucking does it.
Yeah. But I'm just like, why are there so many European ninjas in this show? And why is this one Mr. Mime?
I'm glad this one exists. Like, he literally fucking lifts Domon up and blows him up. Like,
yeah,
he does
it. He just does an explosion. He does heat end. He does the whole thing.
He does big top clown finger.
We also haven't, like, actually described what Romario looks like. Like, we've described that he's a clown, but we haven't described the fact that he is a clown, like, wearing a mask.
Yeah, we don't see his face.
It's pretty obvious that he's wearing a mask. I didn't realize until the end of the episode when it falls off.
Yeah, no, you and me both.
Because his face just moves like a face.
Uh-huh.
Oh, really? I only noticed it because of the eyes, because you can see, like, the mask over the eyes when they... Anyway. But he's wearing a mask that looks like the Jollibee guy.
We talked about Jollibee earlier today.
And he's just, like, a round little guy. He's the kind of guy where until you, like, zoom up on his face and see that he's not of this earth, you're like, that's just a creature.
Yeah.
He cannot change this.
The closer you get, the scarier he is. From a distance, he looks like a perfectly normal clown, but just don't walk any closer. He's like a fucking SCP.
Right.
Silly clown party.
I mean, once you get close enough to observe that fact, it's too late.
Yeah.
He's already mocking your moves, and he's going to kill you.
He's already hit you with big top clown finger. And, like, Chippity, like, the clown looks at Chippity and tells him that he's next. So he freaks out and runs away.
Yeah, Chippity has a fucking panic attack in the middle of the circus.
Yeah. And, like,
there's, like, a lot of deep-seated trauma that gets rooted out in this episode in, like, the most insane way.
The girls literally say, he just hasn't been the same since he saw that clown.
Yeah.
Me every day I log onto Twitter. Fuck.
This clown-to-clown communication, parentheses, bad.
Yeah. The girls are, like, doing research later, and they find that, like, Chibity's files has been accessed by someone. And, of course, it's been accessed by Romario. And Chibity's in bed.
Well, what I love about this point is they're like, oh my god, Romario's trying to do research on Chibity. It's like, yeah, he's his opponent. Like, this is not actually an insane or, like, evil thing to do. This is, like, a normal thing to do before going into a fight in a giant robot against another person.
Yeah, Domo and the Shuffle Lions fucking do research, but they do field research, and, like, they don't realize you can just Google them.
Yeah,
all the time.
This is public record. Like, you could just look this up, I guess.
Yeah. So anyway, I was just like, y'all are quite ballsy. For
anyways,
for
Chibity's lying in bed when Chibity appears floating outside of his window.
Chibity is wearing just his t-shirt rolled up, sleeves up, so he looks more like Steven Universe than ever. It's just the red shirt with the yellow star on it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we need to talk about the dream he was having that he was interrupted of.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So before he wakes up to see himself in the middle, he's in the middle of a dream, and we get just a snapshot of him as a small child yelling, "Mommy, Mommy!" And he's in this, like, an arm that's covered in like pale lavender, and it looks up, and it's just the Joker gang from the Dark Knight.
It's just the Dark Knight.
It's just the Dark Knight.
Just the Dark Knight.
It's a clown with an Uzi.
Yeah, it's just a clown with a fucking assault rifle.
Is that a clown? He's got a gun.
Blam blam.
By this point, because like this is after Chibity zones out and just like silently walks to the circus. So later on,
he wakes up from this dream, this short dream, and then he's like, "Oh Jesus, what the fuck?" And then he looks to the side, and it's himself floating in the window.
Yeah, Spider-Man pointing at himself.
Yeah, okay.
No, it happens here.
It happens here, and he follows himself to the circus.
Oh, why did? Yeah. Oh, okay. I wrote that he walks the circus before the dream. Anyway,
it happens twice. So you get like the first clip here, and then you get the longer explanation later.
I didn't write down the first one.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Domon and Rain and the GFs are like, after he has the dream again inside the circus, they see him and like, well, Domon and Rain see him. We later learn that the GFs are outside, but like he's like on the floor, curled up, like calling for his
like
mother.
Screaming. Yeah.
Because Portugal really found like the biggest freak in Neo-Iberia to send to the Gundam fight, huh?
They already see, like, the government already made the Jester Gundam. They're like, all right, we have to find the best fucking clown we can.
I mean, they just put a fucking pentagram on the floor and summoned them, you know?
I also wasn't aware that, like, clowns were such a Portuguese thing.
I was wondering that. Is this, like, a Portuguese stereotype that I'm not aware of? I guess I'm not that aware of Portugal just as a concept, but, like, are they known for their clowns?
The only other thing they could do would be, like, the Octopus Gundam or the Conquistador Gundam.
I would like an Octopus Gundam.
It could be cool if they did an Octopus Gundam.
You know, I was going to say there should be a Bug Gundam, but I realized that in a way every Gundam is a Bug Gundam because of, like, the beetle horns being a V-fin. And yet a trace of the true self exists in the false self.
Egypt should have done the Scarab Gundam, for real, though, and not, like...
Pharaoh Gundam.
Egypt should have done the Millennium Gundam.
We cannot walk down this path.
No. Okay. So, you know, the girls come in and, like, ask about him, and, like, he, like, smacks one of them away and, like, is really mad and shaken up and freaks out.
He hits Kath!
He fucking hits Kath!
He hits Kath.
I don't care if you're having a clown panic attack. Don't do that, Chibity.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't hit Kath, you're so sexy,
You're the real clown here, Chibity. But they all ask Rain to, like, you're a doctor. Hey, can you, like, see what's wrong with his clown brain?
Yeah, you're a doctor. He's not gonna talk to us. He's just gonna, like, freak out again. Like, maybe he'll trust you as a doctor? I don't know.
Yeah, and she, like, looks at Domon, and Domon's like, I don't fucking know. It's your decision. I wash my hands of this, and he walks away, too.
Bye-bye.
Bye. And like, we get a cute little scene where, like, we hear the kids later talking, like, behind the corner from Domon. They're like, I bet Domon, deep down, really does care about Chibity. And, you know, Min is talking about how Rain likes Domon. It's like, you know, like, she likes Domon, she's a girl. And, like, Domon's like, what do girls like? And, like, you know,
what do girls like? Why don't you tell me?
Most very embarrassedly run off. It's a cute little thing. I like that Domon's good with kids, you know? Despite what you'd think, he's good with kids. And, like, Chibity is... Yeah. Chibity is, like, shadowboxing. He's been shadowboxing for, like, 3 hours underneath Gundam Maxter. Like, dog, eat something. You good? This is not effective training, my man. You should know this.
You should hydrate, dude.
That's what Rain says when she hands him a can of water.
Mm-hmm.
It's just water in a can. I mean, yeah, makes sense, right? It's better than, like, carton water. He asks Rain, like, because, you know, this is when she comes to check on him. Chibity asks Rain if, like, his girlfriend's put him up to this, and she's like, no, yes. I'm just concerned as a doctor. I'm concerned for you.
Yeah, sure you are.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
And then Chibity proceeds to tell Rain his life story.
You want to hear about my trauma?
So, Crunchyroll was being, like, a bastard for me, so I ended up watching fan subs for these episodes as well, and... So, yeah, Chibity's talking about his, like, as a childhood, he's like, yeah, you know, when I was a kid growing up in the mean streets of New York, it was even more of a shit show than it is now. Everyone would fight over, like, the incredibly limited tickets to the colony, and there'd be riots all the time, and my mother managed to secure the two of us tickets to go, and for our last night on Earth, she, like, took me to Big Apple Circus, where a riot broke out, and I was like, honey, that's not a riot. In the sub, it's like, a riot broke out. I was like, that wasn't a riot.
Yeah,
that was
they
the
say
purge.
that in the dub as well, that it was a riot. But
Yeah.
no, this is a terrorist attack.
Yeah, that it's the purge. And
It's Payday 2.
like this entire gang that had disguised themselves as clowns, like, of terrorists, like, opens fire on the circus, demanding tickets off of the colony.
And it is not explicitly shown, but it is assumed by everyone that Chibity's mom is dead. So, I mean, she's dead.
Yeah,
She's
he
dead
just
as
says,
fuck.
I haven't found her since. And I'm like, nah, yeah, your mom was killed by a clown, Chibity. I'm very sorry to be the one to tell you this.
Yeah, I mean, like, everybody's just like, yeah, she's dead.
Yeah.
Chibity's like, I'm one of the biggest celebrities in America, but I haven't found my mom yet.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So,
I'm sure she's still out there looking for me.
yeah.
And then he says, like, from this day, whenever I hear a clown laugh, I can only ever think of that day. It's insane. I can't say any of this shit with a straight face.
And Rain's just like, holy shit, dude.
God damn, dude.
I am a doctor. I am not a psychiatrist. Goodbye.
I'm not that kind of doctor.
Rain's like, so how do you deal with that? And Chibity's like, not well.
I don't.
Like, it was pretty traumatic, but, when I was a kid, my mom always used to sing to me, and that always helped, like, calm me down. So I tried to think of her as singing, and I'm like, and he, like, looks at Rain, and I'm like, this greedy motherfucker with 4 mommy GFs wants a 5th, even mommier GF to sing him a lullaby now.
Well, to be fair, as we hear later on, his GS are not very good at singing.
Yes. Yeah, they kind of suck shit.
They
All right,
can't
the
harmonize.
dub.
Is it good?
They're right in the dub. Yeah, they're decent.
Okay, they're not good in the sub.
They're not
Anyways,
good in the sub.
Anyway,
so
Rain
I-
sings a...
go ahead. Say
I
what
was
she
gonna-
sings in the sub. Say what she sings in the sub.
Oh, I didn't write down the lyrics. I was just going to say she sings a very nice, like, emotional, sort of, like, love ballad. It's cute.
Right. In the dub, I neglected to mention this, she sings an original composition by Mr. Francis Scott Key. The Star Spangled Banner is what she sings.
Shut up.
Yes. Yes.
We
That's
are
what she
exactly 1 week too late to be recording this episode.
You can!
Yes, no, they did. They did it. They did it 20 years ago. It's too late. They already did it.
You can't do this to me.
It's simply
Jesus
not
Christ. Oh my god. This is the only show ever made.
allowed. In either Japanese or English.
Oh my god. Fuck me. I can't believe that. It makes so much sense. I can't imagine it being anything else now, but I wasn't ready.
It's beautiful.
God. Okay, look. Fucking the idea of someone whose mom was killed by terrorist clowns who can only be calmed down by someone singing the Star Spangled Banner. That's a fucking I think you should leave sketch.
It's good though. It's good. I
That's
love
the
it.
MCU.
The look of
God,
peace, the look of calm on Chibity's face as Rain sings the Star Spangled
So
Banner.
serene.
Beautiful.
Oh my god. And yeah, it's like the girlfriends are hearing this and outside, and it's like we sort of cut to the next morning, and like Chibity's in really good spirits. It's a new day.
Like a new man.
The sun is rising. He's like, hey, Rain, don't mention that to anyone. And he like looks over and he sees the girls all asleep, and he's like, they were listening too, huh? Oh well. So he's he seems to be better after Rain sang the Star Spangled Banner at him.
Yeah.
And then it's time for the fight.
It's time for the fight.
They're at Queens Road East again, the ruined city arena, which is, it's a fun place. It makes sense. Clowns would be there in like a ruined, destroyed city.
As much as they would be in any of these other arenas.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, they're like pests. You just can't get rid of them. You gotta kill their nest.
We do get to see Jester Gundam in all of its glory in this fight, and it's so fucking
It's
cool.
pretty. Yeah, it's so cool.
Sick.
Yeah, it
So
starts
this-
the fight. It comes down on a tightrope. Chibity's not putting up with any of this shit. He shoots him off the tightrope.
With
So
his Gundam Magnum.
its torso is in the face of a mask.
Yes.
Of a
Yes.
like a comedy tragedy mask, and it will frequently like bring its arms and limbs in to just be this floating mask, and then bring them out again to be like the full unit, like a Jack in the Box.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look this thing up. It's cool as hell.
It moves it moves like Spinel from Steven Universe.
Yeah,
like, it has
does
a
move
very,
like Spinel. It's a very like old-fashioned cartoon, sort of rubber hose.
Fucking
kind
Yeah.
Cuphead
Steamboat-
boss-looking ass.
Yes, exactly. It's like Steamboat Willie, like Cuphead, like vintage cartoon movements, which is something we haven't really seen in this show even remotely.
Oh, yeah, not at all. We've seen some fluid movements, but we haven't seen this.
Yeah, so it's extremely fun to watch it move. It's, speaking of Jack in a Box, its arms are like accordion.
Yeah.
It's softer material. I think it's clearly softer material than metal. Well, maybe not, but if it is metal, it's like a very thin,
It's like
malleable
elastic,
metal.
kind of.
Yeah, that like sort of that creates these like loops that make its arms up. So it's
it's like covered in
so
bangles.
it's able to like stretch them out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's got
just
like
a
hoops.
sexy robot.
It is a sexy robot, and like when like the legs extend out from the bottom of it, the middle of it, like kind of around the mouth area when it's in face form. When it's in like full body form, those turn into like weird hula hoops. That's cool. And it can throw these hoops as weapons too. It's cool.
Yeah. And it does, because, you know, it's fighting Chibbity. It does the exact same moves all the time. Chibbity can't do anything to it. And then Romario just starts laughing at Chibbity and, like, taunting him because he knows, you know, he doesn't react well. It's like playing the fucking music box at Bloodborne bosses. So Chibbity's, like, frozen on the ground, and then he, like, throws his hoops over Chibbity to, like, just completely, like, trap him there. And he just starts wailing on him with these, like, accordion hands. And, like, all...
And the girlfriends are watching this, and they're like, oh, fuck, oh, shit. They're like, where's Rain?
Where's
Right.
Rain?
And they pull their whole thing, their, like, crane, all the way up to, like, the stands where Rain is, and they're like, Rain, please, we need you to sing to him. And Rain, like, looks over to where Domon is standing with George. George is here also, by the way.
Here.
And, like, she's like, no, I won't help.
Yeah.
This is in your hands now. It's like, wow, what a terrible time for a breakup, Rain.
Yeah, what the fuck? She's like, I'm a crew member of Neo Japan. I thought it was, like, really cold-hearted, but I realized after the fact what she's doing because, you know, we cut over to George freaking out,
I'm
and then...
not one of his mommies.
Yeah, because all four of them start singing together.
They all sing the Star Spangled Banner.
Jesus.
Oh,
It's
my
not
God.
good in the sub. They are very off-key and out of tune and can't harmonize.
They're not
new
that bad.
idol
in the
group.
dub. They're fine.
New idol group just dropped and they suck absolute shit.
You will stand them.
The idea of, like, Chibbity being patriotic enough to actually derive...
That's some fucking, like, Bethesda of modern Fallout shit.
I know, but derive hope and inspiration from the Star Spangled Banner is incredibly funny to me.
It's
If
good.
that happened to my opponent, I would fill me with enough rage to continue
Look,
killing them.
It's all about the American dream, baby.
And this Chibbity literally is moved to tears by this, and he's like, and look, in Discord, friend and host of the Hathaway episode, Cass, their display name is Chibbity Crockett's 4 Mommy GFs. I didn't think
GF.
fifth. Yeah, that's what it was. Chibbity Crockett's 5th Mommy GF. I didn't think that was textual, but Chibbity literally says, "You're like my mommies." He says it. He fucking says that they're his
He doesn't
mommies.
exactly say that in the dub, but he's like, yeah, y'all have been like family to me this whole time. Like, I'm not missing a mom. I've got you 4.
God, I have 4 moms. And he fucking grabs the clown arm, just crushes it with his hand, and then, you know, goes boxer mode and fire punches, and, like, the Jester Gundam's head explodes, and we see, like, Romario's...
It's pretty cool to see. I love that.
It's so rad. And it's like, you know, it does the funny, like, Romario's face is caved in from the punch and bounces back, but his mask still falls to the ground and, like, shatters.
Splits,
We never see
yeah.
his real face. I like to imagine that he looks just like Mario underneath. Just, you know, Romario, Mario. It's the same. And yeah, like, they did it. Chibbity wins. And after he's victorious in the battle, and he says, "I'm going to win this tournament, especially for my 4 mommies." That is a quote.
Unfortunately, he does not say that in the dub. He says, "I'm going to win it for you girls," but, you know, it's heavily implied.
I'm happy that he finally come to terms with wanting a mommy GF. Good for him. This show's gonna fucking kill me.
Yep.
It's a good show.
Here's another good episode. This one is less batshit. Still fun, though. This is episode 32 of G Gundam. Dangerous Trap, Neros Gundam Strikes Back. After the battle in Guyana, Neo Japan sent a team to retrieve the remains of the Double Gundam, but Karato and Mikamura have lost contact with them. At the same time, a gigantic mysterious crate arrives in Hong Kong, which everyone has a bad feeling about. Domon wins his next match against Sleeper Gundam, and as Allenby watches this live, she overhears a group of Gundam fighters led by Mikolo Chariot plot against Domon. Carlos, Neo Spain's Gundam fighter, refuses to go with the plan and calls Domon, asking him to meet up so he can tell them about the plot. He is bombed by Mikolo before Domon can meet with him, and Domon chases Mikolo, demanding answers, but loses him. The next day, we learn all the Shuffle Line's members had dealt with attacks against them as well, and Schwartz suspects foul play. Domon and Mikolo begin their match. Domon blows up Nero's Gundam's head, but a smokescreen is activated and Domon has to fight Gundam Heaven's Sword, a transforming bird-like Gundam. Domon wins this battle as well, but when the smoke clears, no trace remains of this mysterious Gundam, and Domon only sees the destroyed Neros and Mikolo, who is taken away in an ambulance. Things are getting weird.
Getting a little strange.
It's getting a little fucky. I mean, like, I know Mikolo didn't die. It's still weird to see him back. He just re-dyed his hair, and he's good to go. It's like a fucking Samson type move. But, like, this is funny. I mean, we knew it was happening because the entire thing was, oh, the Double Gundam just fell into the earth, and we know for a fact it can regenerate. Let's just leave it there. Goodbye.
Yeah, we're just gonna leave it.
So when Karato tells Mikamura, we can't find the Double Gundam, and then we cut to a fucking gigantic loot crate being delivered to Hong Kong, I'm just simply thinking, what could it be?
Yeah, loot crate addressed to Wong Yun Fat.
It literally has, like, veins.
It's greebled and veiny and looks like the most evil box imaginable. Come on, you know what's in it.
It literally has me, and everyone's looking at it. It's like,
And Donald's
I don't
like,
like
I
this.
wonder what this is. Well, what the hell is that?
Feeling.
Yeah, it's like, this thing is scheming me out, but can't do anything based on a feeling. Yeah. Oh, well.
And Wong says to Master Asia...
Not gonna let it ruin my day.
Wong says to Master Asia, within this Jack-in-a-Box is our dream. It's like, alright, dude, sure.
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah, man. So yeah, we see Domon fighting Zebra Gundam, and he, whatever, he wins the fight. It's fine.
Okay, there are two things I want to say about this. One is that, like, 2 more robot arms kick it very quickly.
Yes, true.
Yeah,
we gotta keep track of all
he's
that.
like, he's got Domon in a bear hug, and Domon just, like, flexes out of it and tears both arms.
And, like, flexes his arms into dust, which is, like, incredibly disappointing, actually, given the fact that, like, they were kind of giving, like, the Kenya fighter... like, a pretty good run. Like, he was giving, like, a pretty good run up to that.
Yeah.
Like, obviously he wasn't going to win, but for him to go, like, from the lead to, I, like, flexed and my sleeves fell off, literally, like, with Domon was like, I'm like, that's kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
And then Domon does his god hand on him, and he is fucking dead now.
Take a shot every time someone loses an arm. Take a shot every time Domon murders someone. You won't be able to finish the show.
And that's exactly what the other Gundam fighters are doing.
Right.
Because a bunch of his old opponents are watching this on TV, and they're like, fuck, I hate that erupting burning finger. If he didn't have that, he wouldn't have beat me.
The League of Villains have their own lunch table.
Every villain is evil over here.
I want to point
and
out...
also, the Spain representative is here.
Yeah, Don
guy
Flamenco from fucking Punch-Out!
Yeah, the guy from fucking Neo Spain. He is here. Domon has fought him off screen and also defeated him.
Yeah, but honorably, it's fine.
Fucking what's his name from
Marcelat.
Neo Greece is here.
Okay.
Yeah, Marcelat. He's
What's
here.
the fucking deal?
Yeah, he's fucking 20 feet tall.
What's
in
the fucking deal? You literally see they had to carve out the corrugated steel roof so he could fucking sit at this table.
Yeah, he's... just inexplicably, he was a large man. He was like 8 feet tall, probably in the episode where he was at. He is 3 times as big in this episode. Like
he makes fucking Smo from Dark Souls look like a manlet.
He's like Fist of the North Star size. Like this is just like Kenshiro would beat this guy up in an episode.
I genuinely cannot believe the size of this fucking lad.
Just huge.
Absolute unit.
Like he has a fucking a barrel, just a whole ass like beer barrel in his hand, and it's just the size of the guy from Neo Spain, just fully.
It is insane.
Carlos.
God. Alan B's also watching us on the TV, and she like kind of looks over and sees this, and they're all complaining, and Mikolo Chariot is like also sitting at the table next to them, and he taunts them, and he's like, hey, you want to get back at Domon? Follow me! And it's like, I like that the clown is just there, like, Domon beat Romario off screen because he knows that, like, he's fine because he's not afraid of clowns.
Yeah.
So yeah, Allenby like sneaks after them and follows, and like they kind of go to this like some club. There's like a live singer there, and again, it's just very funny.
She's singing the song from the dramatic moment when Shining Gundam got killed.
Yeah, it's like it's like just some Cantonese song. It's nice to hear, but like again, how the hell did Marcelot fit inside this building? Is there like a giant dude-shaped hole like right next to the door?
He just leaned down.
Oh, of course.
I had to bring him in through the window like a piano.
Yeah, and Carlos does not want to do this. He's honorable. He's like, I don't know why I sat with you freaks. Goodbye. I'm leaving.
Yeah, like before he was already objecting. He was like, we kind of just lost fair and square, guys. Like Neo Japan is just like a really good fighter. Like we all got our ass beat.
Yeah, he specifically turns to Marcolot's going on about the Godhead, and Carlos is just like, can you please just like admit that you were a worse fighter than him?
Mm-hmm.
Like you lost because you weren't as good, and everyone's like, no, fuck you, Carlos.
Yeah, fuck you, narc, goodbye.
Why do I drink with you guys? What am I doing here?
You guys are assholes.
Yeah, he's like, literally, he's like, actually, fuck this shit, I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I have my honor as a Gundam fighter. I'm like, you guys do what you want, but I'm out.
And Mikula, like, they all watch him go. Mikula's like, all right, well, now that the square's gone, I trust I can all count on you guys to be just absolute douchebags. And they're like, yep.
All right, cool, see ya.
To evil? To evil.
Every villain is lemons. I fucked up the first time, but I got it this time.
Great.
So yeah, we cut to Ming and Hoi on the junk. They want to play with Domon, but he gets a call. How does this junk have a phone line?
Very carefully.
Oh, you know.
So it's underwater cables. But it's Carlos. He calls Domon, and he's like, hey, can you meet with me? I have something kind of urgent to say. Maybe he should have just told him on the phone, as we'll see soon. But, I don't know, sensitive information. No, you can't tell where ears are.
It's fine.
Yeah, Wong Yun Fat can be listening.
He's like, meet me at the Portuguese consulate.
Meet me at the fucking Sagrada Familia replica.
Yes! It's literally the Sagrada... Okay, I have like a note about how this is the funniest thing that I've ever seen the show do.
It's like if they made an Olympic Village, but like gave every country their own fucking themed lodgings. Like, what is up with Hong Kong?
The idea of the Portuguese consulate being literally La Sagrada Familia.
It's Spain.
It's Spanish because Portugal.
The Portuguese consulate is
right.
the Portuguese consulate's the circus.
Sorry,
it is
that's
circus.
what I meant. I meant Spanish.
Yeah.
But the idea of the Spanish consulate being literally La Sagrada Familia, again, a building that has famously, after more than 100 years of construction, never been completed, only to bomb it. Is immensely funny to me.
Yeah, they have 1, finished it, 2, moved it to Hong Kong, 3, exploded it.
Fuck this building. It's a very, like, problems with the religion itself aside, Catholicism has some fucking rad architecture going on.
It's a pretty cool building.
Gaudi specifically just had some incredibly cool architecture going on.
I mean, everyone knows what the Sagrada Familia looks like. If you don't, it's a fucking, imagine if a church was made out of, like, seashells, basically. It's cool as hell. It's like some Atlantea-looking shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it very much is bombed, and Carlos is very much, like, in critical condition on a stretcher, carried away.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so first of all, like, Domon's going out, we skipped ahead a little bit, so, like, Domon's going out to meet him.
With Allenby.
And, and runs into Allenby. And Allenby's like, why are you meeting this guy? Like, didn't you already beat him? And Domon's like, yeah, whatever, it's fine.
I'll never refuse a chance to invite someone else into the polycule.
And so they're both like standing right outside the consulate when it just explodes.
Yeah, it blows the fuck up. And like, after the explosion, Domon sees Mikolo like chilling with a bottle in an alley, and he freaks up and he freaks out, runs off after him. And Allenby's, trying to catch up but can't because Domon's hauling ass, chasing Mikolo.
Chases him into like a construction site, and he like jumps up the scaffolding after him. Mikolo uses his silver feet again, but
useless.
He debuts a new technique.
He does a gay little kick that pisses you off.
Kick. Yeah, he does a gay little kick that pisses you off. It's the Spectrum beam kick is what he calls it, but yeah, it's what Max said.
Yeah, call Spectrum, tell him to not cancel Corncob TV. Mikolo has the right idea. Watch I Think You Should Leave Season 2, please. It's very funny. You'll understand the joke.
Yeah.
And he just runs
away.
off. Yeah, he's fine. He's goodbye, Domon. He just leaves. Can't do nothing. we head back to the bar the fighters were at. Domon asks the bartender for info on, a patron. He refuses. It's not protocol. And like the bouncer is behind him, puts his hand on his shoulder.
Gillette.
Steven Seagal. That's what my notes say. And Domon just flips him over a table, asks the bartender again. But the big old dragon statue in the middle is not just a statue. It is a doorway because the mouth opens and it's Wong. He finally gets to meet Domon face to face.
Yeah, Wong's here. He's just hanging out. He invites them up to his penthouse.
A normal man. He's saying
he shows them clips from the first OP.
Yeah, I'm absolutely obsessed with Wong. This is it. The idea of him being like, "Teehee, I'm going to kill you." Behind, so badly hiding him being just like a deep, evil dickbag.
He's like the Pegasus of Yu-Gi-Oh! If Pegasus was actually evil.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with him. I'm just like, you are such a funny little man.
He is a funny little man, really.
I'm gonna eat chocolate at you evilly.
Yeah,
could a good
so
person
ridiculous.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm the dictator of space.
Yeah.
And this is how I'm going to spend my time. Like, are you kidding me, dude? I'm obsessed.
I rule over all of space, and I'd like it to stay that way if you don't mind.
Could someone who's right and virtuous eat Pocky like this? He loves that fucking Pocky. It's like that nice shit. It's like Ferrero Rocher Pocky.
Oh yeah, it's got like fucking.
It got the hazelnut bits on it.
Yeah,
it's that chunky Pocky.
Ooh, baby.
Ooh. But yeah, he's like, hey, if you want info, just beat meat Wow, fuck. Beat meat. Just beat Mikolo. Ask him yourself.
Domon's like, hey, what the fuck is up with Mikolo and Chapman? Why are they here? And Dwalling's like, well, I could tell you. I'm not going to, though.
Wong's like, I don't really get involved with the business of other countries. And Domon's like, you're the fucking commissioner.
You're the boss, dude.
Literally, every country is your business.
Like, you're the fucking commissioner. You're the dictator of space. What do you mean you don't get involved with other countries? He's like, just beat Mikolo. I'm not answering your question.
Yeah, maybe Mikolo can tell you more. I don't know.
Yeah, God. So Domon and Allenby leave in a huff. They're angry. They haven't gotten answers. And then we cut to, like, fucking Chibity drunk driving, basically.
Yeah, he's fucking... he is tilted, and he's
this
driving
is bad.
His hover car down the freeway. The
Star Spangled Banner came on the radio, so he's just fucking freaking out.
Yeah, he's flooring it, dude.
Bunny's like, can you please slow down? And everyone else is having a great time.
Yeah, Bunny's like, we are going to fucking die.
We're gonna die.
And then it's Saw, because...
It's Final Destination shit.
That's what it is, not Saw. Final Destination.
Yeah.
Gigantic... So yeah, Chibity's in, like... It's not his core lander.
Oh, God. The second movie.
It's a hover car.
It's a hover Cadillac or Bel Air, perhaps. But yeah, this gigantic hover. I don't even know. Like the equivalent of an 18-wheeler is holding like half of a redwood forest's worth of trees.
It's a fucking luggage lumber truck. Yeah, luggage truck.
A luggage truck. I mean, yeah. If you store your shit in tree trunks, why not?
Yeah.
It dumps all of them at Chibity and very nearly kills everyone, but like Chibity ends up hitting one of the guardrails and he's totally fine.
But we see as the truck drives off, it was driven by none other than Romario Manini.
I didn't know they gave licenses to clowns.
Not very clown money of him.
Yeah, come on. This isn't going to bring laughter to the children.
Yeah, this is just murderous. This isn't funny anymore.
This is like what Pokemon Blacephalon would do, not a regular clown.
Batman Beyond Joker voice. That's not funny. That's not
funny. And the next day we learn that everyone else is also attacked. Like they talk about, I think like George had
something,
like...
Yeah, something fell over on George. Saisaishi
steel beam.
says that he almost got hit by a bus, but leaves out the part where he got pushed in front of the bus.
Shinjiba just fucking shoves him into traffic.
I know. George is like, jet fuel can't melt steel beams.
Yeah. And Argo's just like, our hotel was bombed.
It fucking exploded.
He says it was a mysterious explosion.
Yeah, that's what George Bush said.
Right.
And then Schwartz literally rises from the shadows.
He emerges from a shadow. Yeah, just like...
Where the fuck?
Not a single person comments on this.
Nope.
He rises from a shadow on the ground, and everyone's like, "Oh, hey, Schwartz.
What's up,
dude?
Like, what the fuck, dude?
He just does this all the time. They're used to it.
He's never opened a door in his life.
Can someone please at least acknowledge this? I'm like, this is what like drew me over the line.
Is it mods? Is this allowed? And he's like, yeah, someone's
do
lurking.
this.
Fucking God. And
Someone's camping at our spawn camping.
yeah, exactly. Now it's time for the fight, though. We can't dwell on that because Domon has to defeat Mikolo.
Okay, so Mikolo's back and he's more magical girl than ever.
Yes.
Mikolo does say that he swore revenge on Domon, even if it meant he'd turn pure evil.
He's Italian,
well, I
so he
he
already
was
is.
already pretty shitty to begin
he's
with.
already a pretty
so
bad guy.
He had to dig pretty deep to get worse. Yeah, Mikolo's back. He's more magical girl than ever. The way he moves in this fight is like straight up magical girl movement.
Honestly, it made me like Nero's Gundam a lot more than I used to.
Yeah, like his
Nero's Gundam, it did like nothing in the first episode. It shot lasers out of its leg and then it got owned. But yeah, it's got some moves in this one.
His movements are all almost like ballet-like, especially when we see them like not in Nero's Gundam being moved itself, but like seeing Mikolo in the cockpit. Like there's one moment in particular I think of where he sort of like arches his back like around and like flings an arm up and like his hair flies back as well, and he also has like very long hair. And I was just like, this is like so weirdly feminine. And then there's also the fucking rainbow kick, which is just like if anything's a magical girl move in this show.
Yeah.
Kicking rainbows at the enemy is it.
Yeah, kicking like a full spectrum of like light at someone.
Yeah, like each individual color is his own little like blades like flying at him. But eventually, like he ends up like getting down, and then Mikolo's like ready to get him. And like this is weird because like Allenby runs up to the podium and like grabs it, and everyone's like, "You can't do that. You're not from our country." And she's just like, "Domon, you gotta wait for your chance. When he strikes, you can dodge and counterattack."
Such a strange moment. Like
I know we didn't need this. Like I guess to sort of show that like Rain is still kind of at odds with Allenby, maybe, but like yeah, like she didn't need to run up and tell Domon to dodge when he attacks. Like I think he could have figured that out himself.
Yeah, they all have 10 hands.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be like this.
Yeah. But yeah, eventually, Mikolo strikes with his like sort of like finger blades.
He has claws now, yeah.
And,
yeah, he's Wolverine now.
And Domon fucking he like activates the God Hand gauntlet. It doesn't activate God Hand. He just uses the two like hooks in it to fucking poke out Nero's Gundam's eyes.
Yeah, fucking brutal, dude.
So Mikolo felt that shit.
Yeah, this is like the only time he ever uses these things, and he just goes straight for the eyes. Ugh.
God. All this does is serve to make Mikolo very angry, though. He goes glowy red eye mode, which is never a good thing.
Usually bad.
And like this big ol' explosion happens.
Historically, famously bad.
Yeah, this big explosion happens from Nero's Gundam's chest, and it like turns into a kind of smoke screen. And then, you remember when Domon was flying from space and landed in Hong Kong and fought 4 phantoms in the sky?
Yeah.
They're here.
Oh.
One of them is big metal bird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a Megazord with it.
Or
not
bit.
Megazord, but one
fifth of an Megazord. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Gundam Heaven's sword. It's bird mode before Gundam Wing it happened, and when it transforms, it like its wings don't really fold, so it has just 2 fucking gigantic giant shoulder binders on its back.
And it's Pope Gundam. No, we figured it out. This is the Vatican Gundam. It's Pope Gundam. It has the funny little hat and everything.
It does have a funny little hat.
It does have a funny hat, yeah, and like it has a Gundam face.
It's
that has
very large.
It's really fucking big.
Yeah, it dwarfs God Gundam in its bipedal mode.
And thanks to the smokescreen, no one can like really see this happening. Like Rain gets a shot of it, like from the little like transmitter, but can't really tell what it is.
She and Allenby are like, wait, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, and no one in the audience can tell this, and it's fighting Domon. It grabs him. It ends up like almost using the like hooks on its like shins.
It's got talons.
Yeah, the talons turn into like these weird shin hooks. And it's about to get Domon, but like Domon grabs the spike and he crushes it with Godfinger, and then uses Godfinger to like just fire a straight up flamethrower.
No, yeah, it's a projectile attack too now.
Yeah, he can emit heat so much that he sets a bird on fire. Fuck yeah, dude. I love Thanksgiving. Roast turkey.
Hell yeah, man. And the smoke
when
dissipates.
The smoke clears.
Smoke clears. Mikolo Chariot is lying dead on the pavement.
Yeah. He probably is dead,
what you say?
Dear Domon.
And also the
Dear-
bird Gundam
dear
is nowhere to be
Kyoji.
found, but Nero's Gundam is absolutely destroyed.
Yes.
And Yeah, exactly. And notably, Nero's Gundam.
Yep. Yeah, and Mikolo's like taking away an ambulance, and the Shuffle Alliance are like, we gotta let our guard, we can't let our guard down, rather. And they all, they're meeting up, and fucking, we get a shot, like, Master Asia is talking to Wong as they sort of travel underground, and Wong is like, Shuffle Alliance, fuck those guys, space is mine, I don't need to deal with them no more. Shuffle Alliance is meaningless. And we find out what Wong does a YouTube
You'll
unboxing.
never believe it.
A YouTube unboxing video. Thanks for 6 million subs. What's inside? It's the Devil Gundam. This is how I can stay in power.
In the box. Holy shit.
Who could have seen this coming?
I mean, we could have, because it just showed us that it was inside the box at the beginning of the episodes.
yeah. So an evil thing goes in an evil box. That's simply how it works.
And he's like, hey, I've got the Devil Gundam, the Dark Gundam now. I'm ruler of space. I'm gonna use this thing to stay that way. I'm just gonna keep being ruler of space. That sounds pretty cool to me, doesn't it, Master Asia?
This is how I stay in power.
I have a joke about this, like, later on in the next episode, but starting here and sort of continuing on, I think Wong is literally essentially just... I don't know if anyone has watched this, the deleted scene from Popstar, Never Stop, Never Stopping.
A series of words that I don't understand any of.
I know what that is, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, so Popstar, Never Stop, Never Stopping is, like, a fake, band documentary about, fucking...
It's like Andy Samberg playing fake Justin Bieber, isn't it?
Yeah, it's his band. The I'm on a boat band.
It is Lonely Island. Okay.
Lonely Island. Sorry, it's the Lonely Island like music mockumentary essentially. And there's this deleted scene from it with a song called "Fuck Off," and it's just like him being like, "Yeah, I'm a kid," and I'm like, "Fuck off, parents! Fuck off, teachers! And the specifically line, and I'm gonna live forever." and like that is essentially what.
That's Wong.
Fuck off, and like that's literally just Wong for moving forward. Fuck off! I'm gonna live forever.
Good.
Never stop. Never stopping.
Never stop. Hell yes. I would like you, instead of stopping, Audrey, how about you start the episode summary?
Yeah.
My fun little segue.
Episode 33. Emissary of Darkness, Chapman rises again. Oi, Govna, it's too bong! George's next opponent is Gentle Chapman. Like Mikolo Chariot, Chapman is under the influence of Master Asia and the Devil Gundam. Marie-Louise witnesses Gentle Chapman and another man she cannot identify kill another English official who had protested Neo England's participation in the finals after Chapman had lost to Domon. Chapman attacks her, only to be thwarted by George and then Domon. As Mikolo watches from a tree, Chapman escapes, but only after George is able to reveal his DG cell infection to Domon. Near the beginning of the fight between George and Chapman, the force field by the Neo-France officials is brought down due to Mikolo interfering, so George must stand in the way of all of Chapman's attacks, or Marie-Louise, Raymond, and the King will be killed. Domon goes to the shield control tower and re-enables the shield in the area by the Neo-France officials. George attacks Chapman's Gundam, but it lets out a cloud of smoke and transforms into the Grand Gundam, one of the 4 Gundams that attacked Domon on his way to Neo-Hong Kong. George hits the Grand Gundam in the eye, and it transforms back, leaving a beaten Chapman in its stead. After the fight, Wong and Master Asia congratulate George on his victory, and Marie-Louise is able to identify Wong as the man from earlier by his ring.
Curious, mysterious.
Oh.
So the Grand Gundam is the ugliest thing I've ever seen.
Oh, it's fucking... It's not a looker.
It's heavy machinery. It's construction equipment, I think.
I just don't like that it's wider than it is tall.
Damn, boy, he thick.
Yeah.
Damn, it's a thick-ass boy.
If I want to commission a picture of Rouge the Bat wider than she is tall, that's my prerogative.
God. I want to see Gentle Chapman wider than he is tall.
That there's built different up there, up in the old blimey.
Them DG cells got it fucking caked up, dude.
Yeah.
So the episode starts out with Stalker
conversation.
saying drama weird. He says drama. That's all I have to say about that. Yeah, Gentle Chapman is fighting
Drama
George today.
Island.
Yeah, Total Drama Island.
Yeah, and
That's Neo Hong Kong. That's what it is.
Yeah,
Right.
Fucking really.
Oh my god. And so we start off with, like, an Englishman actually calling out his country for exploitation and corruption, which means he's definitely
which
not
means
gonna
he has
last
to
long.
fucking die. Yeah, it's Sir Whitney and Sir William, I believe.
Yes.
Some fucking nonsense. Who cares?
William.
Yep.
William is the one who's like, hey, we fucking lost. What are we doing here? And Whitney's like, get out.
Yeah, Whitney's fucking mad that fucking Mikolo, his country, beat England in the Euro Cup. Fucking current events, LOL. He's like, this is not honorable. This is not. I'm sorry. This is not honorable. This is not just. This goes against England's ideals. And I'm like, it definitely doesn't.
Yeah,
like
absolutely
talking
not,
about,
buddy.
Yeah, what parading someone who's basically dead around goes against England's ideals. Analyze yourself.
Jesus.
God.
But
But
put Prince Philip in the mech.
give that bitch some DG cells. See what happens.
Stop! No, he's already dead. I don't want him coming back.
God, stop! He's already dead.
Domon kills the Viking Gundam.
Yeah. Again, he'd end.
Yeah.
He is dead. He is no longer alive. He is not of this earth.
Yep.
Goodbye, Eivor.
This basically is just exposition to show us that there is a barrier and that people have to maintain the barrier.
Yes, literally, I'm like, oh, I typed O, so the barrier's gonna break in the next episode, isn't it? Of course.
Yeah, we cut up to the barrier and they're like, wow, it's a good thing this barrier is here. We're maintaining it. It's at 100% capacity. Great. Look at Domon do the erupting burning finger again.
Yeah, look, the technique, buy your gun plaquettes, kids. And Marie-Louise is watching this fight, and, she's like, Domon and George are going to fight one day. They're going to have a very nice duel. So she heads off.
She has arrived unannounced in Neo Hong
Yep.
Kong.
Yeah, she's in Neo France's lodgings, and her father is like the sort of commissioner for France. And she meets him and George. It's, it was nice to see Marie-Louise. I thought the show had forgotten about her. But hey, she's
here.
She's fine. I like her. She's fun. She's kind of a girl boss. She will grow into a girl boss one day. I have faith. Despite her being royalty, I have faith that she'll be cool one day.
She's royalty, but also
episode.
her father's
Yes.
just the president. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's fucking nepotism. But as she arrives, George is already heading off because he's going to meet with Neo England because he just has to figure something out. So Marie-Louise wants to go with him.
He's going over there to be like, hey, what the fuck's going on here? I thought that guy was dead.
He just goes to be like, can you feel his pulse, please? Problem?
Can we get like a biopsy on this dude? I thought he was.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I hooked my Nintendo Wii Vitality heartbeat sensor up to his finger, and I ain't got nothing. And she goes with George because she's bored, I guess.
Yeah.
And George is telling her in the car that he has grave doubts about Chapman.
This made me laugh.
What?
Because they talk about grave doubts.
Yeah.
I think, grave doubts. It's like,
It's funny like death.
yeah.
Oh.
I was like, haha, grave doubts. And then they repeated it. I was like, oh, it's definitely on purpose. That they're
Looks into the
using-
camera. Grave
Yeah.
doubts. As they drive, they
fucking
see.
died.
Yeah, they see Domon and Rain Allenby and Hoi and Ming in the market. They can't stop. It's fucking stand users. They can't stop running into each other. How small is Hong Kong?
It's pretty small.
Pretty small. But it's like he chats with Domon. Like, you don't really see it happen. All you see is Domon be like, all right, gotcha, goodbye. As Allenby complains about some gross drink she just had. Fucking don't go to someone's country and say your drinks are gross. A little bit rude, Allenby.
Yeah, Hoy and Ming are just like, what? This tastes yummy to us.
Yeah,
what are you
what
talking
the
about?
fuck do you have in Sweden? Is
Yeah,
it
like
Sweden or
fermented shark
Switzerland?
or whatever.
Yeah, you can eat fucking lutefisk and then say that, like, Hong Kong's root beer is bad? Fuck off. So, they go off. George and Marie-Louise are gone. And we cut over to Whitney is in this, like, darkened boardroom. We see Chapman, like, standing in the corner in shadow. And he's talking to what you can definitely tell is Wong.
Mm-hmm.
He is that same, like, shit-eating grin that Wong always has. Because you only see him from the mouth down.
What that mouth do?
What that mouth do? The mouth spouts orders to the Devil Gundam, it seems. But George and Marie-Louise arrive here. I'm sure nothing will go wrong here. I'm sure we should be allowed to let Marie-Louise wander the gardens unsupervised as we commit murder.
Yeah, she's just like, I'm just gonna go out. I'm kind of bored. I don't know why I came here. I should have stayed with my dad so he could get something to eat, but I'm just gonna wander around in this weird garden that they have. And in a nearby little pavilion thing, she hears William being like, well, what are you gonna do? Kill me? Huh? And Chapman says, yeah, I'm gonna kill you, and he kills him.
He like pressure points his neck, which kills him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he uses Hakuto Shinken on him.
He uses a Vulcan nerve pinch? What the fuck is this now?
He probably made his fingies really, really sharp with the DG cells and slurped up all his blood in one go. You just can't tell. With DG cells, anything is possible. I believe this.
I mean, I think what happened was that like he crushed his windpipe between two fingers. Like, I think that's the implication.
They later say that he died of a heart attack, right? That's the cover-up story, at least. So, like, I don't know. He like pinched his fucking jugular or something.
Yeah.
Whitney could have said anything.
Yeah, he could have done anything.
It doesn't matter what it is.
Whitney could have said anything.
It doesn't matter. He's dead. The man is dead, and Wong is there. It's obviously Wong.
Yeah, because like she sees a ring. I thought this was a turtle ring at first, but we see later. It's like
I also thought it was a turtle.
We later see it's like a Dark Souls evil eye ring that he has, but there's like a little like
evil
nub.
eye. He regains HP whenever he kills something.
Exactly. There's a little nub on the end that looks like a turtle's head from like the side, but George has a new type, or I'm sorry, Chapman has a new type flash and fucking jumps through the gazebo Terminator style to fucking grab Marie Louise, and she calls her George, and he runs up and starts fighting Chapman, and like the entire time Chapman has literally not said a single word. Like he just doesn't speak because dead, can't talk, no soul.
Yeah, he like grunts sometimes, but he doesn't say a single like actual word this whole episode.
Yeah. George is asking, how are you alive? How can this be? Your techniques have improved. And of course, George like hits him in the arm, and then we see the DG cells are revealed. It's like, of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, at one point, like George pulls out a knife.
Yeah.
What do you have?
Yeah, a knife. No.
None.
I'm gonna put you back in the ground, old man.
No.
As they're fighting, Domon, Allenby, and Rain are outside the fence, and Domon just says, because Domon says earlier, like, all right, we're gonna go catch a rat, metaphorically, and they didn't freak out, but then Domon just says,
we're gonna smoke out some rats. Yeah.
Domon just says rat, and Allenby and Rain like jump, and like fucking Scooby and Shaggy hold each other, and he's like, we're gonna catch a rat. And it's a very, I don't know, I thought it was a very cute scene. It's
something English dental care, something rat teeth.
Okay, all right, we'll workshop it.
Yeah.
But, George and Marie Louise jump over the fence, and Damon's like, hey, guys. And then
What's up?
Chapman...
Well, no. George jumps over the fence with Marie Louise in his arms.
Yes, okay, yes. I shouldn't clarify. And then Chapman jumps over, and Damon's like, he points,
There's
the rat.
There he is.
Rat trap.
He does...
They start fighting Chapman, who is just, like, pounding holes in this
fucking Terminator
brick wall
right now,
that
dude.
Yeah, he's just absolutely destroying them in a fight. He sends Allenby to like take care of these guards that are coming up. She just kicks one of them in the face.
Yeah, he's like, Allenby, kill. And she just like, all right, dude, fuck yeah.
I love murder. Yeah, Domon's like engaged with Chapman and George is able to like grab him from behind and sort of like get him in that silly little lock that he does from behind.
Does a gay little lock that pisses you off.
Right, the gay little lock that pisses you off, headlock that pisses you off, and, like, is able to, like, pull down his sleeves and be like, Domo, check this shit. And it's like, oh, yo, that's a lot of DG cells, my man.
Yeah! Eventually the cops arrive, and, like, then Chapman breaks off and is, like, completely just fucking, like, no cells Domon, and George runs over, like, just fucking yeets Allenby into the air.
Literally, yeah, he Allenby's looking the other direction, dealing with, like, the guards, and Chapman just, like, runs in her direction and just, like, yanks her up over his head as he runs past her, which is the funniest thing.
And the whole time, they run off and, like, they can't chase. We pan up and fucking Mikolo is just chilling in a tree watching this whole thing.
Hanging out.
I hope that Mikolo is like a fucking... Like, I want to see Mikolo and Chapman after these episodes be like fucking Team Rocket, just like comedically accosting Domon and friends at every corner. This is their arc. This is what they deserve.
Great. Yeah, he's just hanging out. He's like, hey, kind of fucked up. I'm gonna have to help this dude out. He's kind of stupid. So this is when we get the cover-up story that Sir William died of a heart attack mysteriously. Mm-hmm. But Marie Louise swears she saw Chapman just fucking pinch this man's neck in half.
George, like, throws his rapier at a photo of gentle Chapman and is like, I'm getting real tired of this guy. Had enough of this dude.
It is time for the match.
Yes, Domon and Rain have a very bad feeling about the fight. Just like as Marie Louise scans the crowd looking for the ring. And before the fight begins, we see the sort of like, they look like sea mines. We see the sort of shield emitters floating in the water. They power up. And of course, we cut over to the control room, which looks like a sort of air traffic control tower. And someone who has long red hair, I can't tell because he's wearing a gas mask. It's not like his hair is like the most striking feature about him.
Someone with long red hair says, "Mamma mia, we knocked out everyone in the control tower."
We used the poison gas to knock out the operators. Mamma mia, that's a spicy meatball. And, they fuck up the part of the arena barrier.
And the other one says, "Oi, Guff, we sure got him right.
We governor." And yeah, it's Babble time. Chapman has, like Audrey said, I don't know if it was recording or not, but the fucking Hunter's blunderbuss from Bloodborne. Big gun.
Yeah.
Ludwig's rifle.
Big fucking gun. This is like, so in, like, beam weapons are powerful in Gundam. The OG Gundam had, like, a battleship level beam cannon, but this is, like, more. This is just, like, this fuck huge, like, hyper beam that, like, no barrier where it fires it. It fires right next to the sort of, like, boat tower thing that the French people are in. And as a demonstration that, hey, we have fucked with the shields, have fun. Domon, Allenby, and Rain end up stealing a boat to head to the control room. Like, as they see this happening.
These dudes into the water.
Yeah, they jump on and, like, take a turn so hard that the guys fall off who are just sitting on this poor little, like, regular-ass, like, speedboat.
Very quickly, what I do appreciate about this entire thing is that, clearly Mikolo is also well acquainted with the Marseilles incident. He's like, Jesus. What else has, all George Desan does is face cheaters. What have other cheaters done against him? Here, this is great.
Let's endanger the crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, God.
So why didn't Neo France have a barrier up at that event?
That was I'm convinced that was the inciting incident. That was all right, we need barriers now for this.
Yeah, it was amazing that it happened 12 Gundam fights in, that no one got fucking killed by a stray Vulcan or something. Oh well.
Just not that many at once,
Yeah, it's okay if we lose a couple.
Yeah, we lose 5 every other match. It's fine, but
if it's double digits in
at
one,
once, that's a little much. It's pushing it.
If it's triple digits in one go, OSHA's gonna have our asses, and we can't have that.
Yeah, it's space OSHA, Neo OSHA.
Neosha. Mikolo calls Marie Louise and fucking president of France and says, "Hey, don't move. If you move, I'm gonna shut down the rest of the barrier." So of course, George, he tells George,
just sit there and let gentle Chapman blow your head off. Why don't you?
Mm-hmm. He's doing pretty fine, deflecting these beams, though. He's hitting mostly the sort of epaulette cape and dodging it a little bit, but still taking enough of a hit that doesn't go through. And eventually Mikola's like, all right, this is boring. Fucking kill him. So Chapman shoots Gundam Rose's leg, and it gets on one knee and can't stand back up. And he finally has a clear shot, and he aims this gun. It says "rock on," not "lock on." It says "rock on." Yeah. I liked that.
Yeah, I mean that is a recurring thing, and I mean not even just this show, but yeah, it says "rock on" just because that's just how Japanese works.
My favorite translation like that was in Zeta Gundam when they put nerve gas inside a colony and it says "Dangar" on the outside of the gas canister.
Wonderful.
But yeah, Domon, they're in the control room. Domon and Allenby break in through the window in karate poses, ready to beat ass.
Yeah, they don't come in through the elevator like a normal person.
It's too slow. But they reactivate the barrier just in time. The beam hits it, but Neo France is fine. And Mikolo's gas mask falls up, and Domon's like, oh, "You're Mikolo Chariot." It's like, "Yeah, dude, good job, buddy.
Congratulations.
You did it. You recognized him." And Rain recognizes Sir Whitney from England as they both run off. Wong is like, "Oh, the fun is over," and Master Age is like, "No, the fun is now. It's just now getting interesting."
George just fucking plunges his rapier hilt deep into Gentle Chapman's chest.
You already died once. It's not murder if I do it again.
Yeah, just a stake through the heart to kill this fucking vampire.
All English people are vampires, confirmed. But wouldn't you know it? Smokescreen attack.
Smokescreen attack. Wow, just like the last episode.
And then Grand Gundam Flintstones.
I truly hate this thing.
Ugly as fuck.
It just looks bad.
It's big boy season.
It's again something English teapot short and stout.
It's a chode of a Gundam, is what it is.
Yeah,
I
don't like to see it.
My Deep Dark Secret is I kind of think it looks kind of cool in an ugly way, because again, my design sensibilities are I like big, ugly, fucking big, impractical mobile suits. So this ticks all those boxes, and I'm like, okay, it looks kind of weird and neat.
Yeah, it's got like two like formations it can be in. It's got like standing straight up, and then it can also go down on all fours, where it just looks
baby.
dumb as
Yeah.
fuck both ways.
It looks like it's about to climb stairs on all fours. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like that real
it
sort
scrambles
of like
at you.
feral. Yeah.
Its hands are feet, which it like looks like it has giant mittens, kind of.
I think that's what I
Yeah,
don't
and then
like about
it does have actual hands that can come out of the big 4 posts that are on its shoulders.
It looks like a Gundam got turned into livestock somehow.
Yeah, it's
I
kind
will-
of a bull sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, I will say, it is peeling Rose Gundam like a can of tomatoes.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
yeah,
is
he's-
fucking just tearing him apart.
He's squashing this man.
It used its big spikes to pierce George's shoulders, so this is like half a point in the arm losing category. It's just the easiest place to fucking stab a
And it
Gundam, I
just-
guess.
And it just starts to crush him. Just kind of
Please no steppy.
He's steppies.
He steppies, and George gets an idea to start using his rose bits, and he focuses all the attacks on the head, famously the head that nobody ever sits inside. Like, almost, there is not a single Gundam that you sit in the head, maybe a couple of other mobile suits, but, like, never do you chill in the head of a Gundam. But apparently it works.
Yeah, but, I mean, you're going to feel that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, right in the eye is probably the best place to hit an opponent. And, the eye breaks, and that causes Grand Gundam to retreat. So it retreats and smoke clears, and John Bull Gundam has broken its eye. So
Weird.
What's the truth? What is the truth? But yeah, he wins. We don't even see Gentle Chapman. I think he's just like a pile of goo by now.
I think he's probably still around.
He's almost definitely still alive.
He'll reform, but right now he has to sort of like chill while his energy recharges. Because again, he's just a pile of goo, I think. After the battle, Doman and George are talking. And, like, Wong and Age just sail up on Wong's yacht to congratulate George, like, in, like, a very dismissive, taunting way. He's like, oh, good job fighting John Bull Gundam.
I
And this is
actually
when-
didn't think it was that dismissive. I had a different interpretation of it, actually.
You thought Wong was, like, actually impressed with George?
Well, I don't think he actually wasn't, like, I don't think they actually were impressed with him, but I don't think they were, like, trying to be condescending here. They're like, yeah, whatever. So he won. It's fine. Like,
Okay.
we'll pretend to be like good
Yeah,
sports
whatever.
about
I've
it.
still got the
and
Dark Gundam. Who gives a shit if
Yeah,
he beats
like, they
this
don't really-
dumbass?
They don't really care enough to be condescending. It's like, nice fight. And Doman's like, he doesn't want to hear that from you. Fuck off.
Domon's like, Master Asia, I'm finally gonna have words with you.
I've got questions for you. Too bad, Domon. Goodbye.
He just sails off. And then Marie Louise notices that, yes, he has the Ring of the Evil Eye on. Wong was there when Sir William was Vulcan stabbed in the neck. And she
So
tells,
she tells
her
her
dad.
dad, and her dad's like, you should maybe forget you ever saw anything.
He's like, cool, we can do nothing about this.
Yeah, Wong is ruler of space. He can just kick us out of the Gundam fight if he wants to. Just don't say anything about it.
Marie Louise, he's a god emperor of mankind. I don't know what you think I can do against him.
I'm the president of France. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, I'm just like fucking, I'm Marine Le Pen. I'm baby. We cut to Master Asia and Wong traveling in that cool elevator downstairs once more to see that the Devil Gundam is repairing itself quite quickly. Ooh. It has like, it's like about, I'd give it 60% repaired by now.
Damn.
It's like more than half. It's like, the main thing is like you see the cool like lens of the eye on its
Yeah.
lower half, and like its upper half is still getting there. So it's
It's
troubling.
good, yeah. It's,
you
yeah.
know.
Concerning.
We gotta have a few more filler fights before it's ready to go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna live forever. Again, like that is his entire steez at this point. He's like, I'm gonna rule space forever because I'm the Devil Gundam. Hooray!
So cool, dude.
It's gonna rock.
Me and you, Master Asia, we're going places.
Bros for life.
Me,
That's
you,
episodes.
and this Devil Gundam.
These were really good. These were really damn good. This is a good show.
Good show.
Yeah.
Gundam's fun. I'll be real with you. I already podcasted for 2.5 hours earlier today about Gundam. I don't have it in me to do a bit. Any of y'all got anything?
I do, actually.
Oh, let's go. Fuck yes. Hit me.
Do it.
I want to talk about, it's a Beyond Toon World, whatever.
Yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
You're going to love this. Trust me.
Beyond Toon
I want to talk about Gentle Chapman Seiyu, who we haven't ever really talked about.
Interesting. Okay.
Kazuhiro Nakata. So he's done a lot of Gundam.
Oh, good.
He was in Victory. He was Duker.
Okay.
In Wing, he's Rashid Kurama. Mm-hmm. And in After War, he's Gundam X. He's Namoa Long.
Oh, so he's like all the '90s Gundams. Very cool.
Yeah. So straight shot from '93 to '96. He was in a Gundam series every year. He was also he's been like a bunch of of things. In Tsubasa Chronicle, he's Fei Wong Reed, who's like a bastard man. So I guess not too surprising. He's been like in minor roles for a lot of things. He was in like one episode of Cowboy Bebop. He's been in he's been in Outlaw Star. He's been in Zatch Bell. He is a character that we haven't gotten to yet in GX.
Oh shit.
Who is most famous for being the first left-handed duelist ever shown.
I get representation, finally?
Whoa, oh, awesome.
Yeah, so he's, like, that is his big claim to fame, is that this character is, like, the first left-handed duelist, because you see him actually, like, draw with his right hand and immediately switch it over to his left, because of the dual disc system, so
Which
that's
is really...
fun.
That's interesting to me, because I would always assume it to be the other way, like... Were I to play Yu-Gi-Oh!, it would feel more natural to have the dual disc on my right arm so I can draw and set cards with my left arm, right?
No, I would draw with my right arm.
Really?
Absolutely, I would, yeah.
Interesting. I'm built different.
He has a couple of interesting video game credits.
I like those.
As well. He's been Dr. N. Jin in basically every Crash Bandicoot game where Dr. N.
I fucking
Jin.
hate that guy. He sucks.
Yeah.
He's bad to see.
He was Vincent in Air Guides.
Oh, God bless the ring.
Yeah, he's he is the male voice of Dormine in Shadow of Colossus.
Oh, shit. What? Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah. And he is something for you, Max, because I haven't played these games, but he is Suo Uzuki in Xenosaga.
I haven't played the Xenosaga games. I've only did Xenoblade. Which is
Xenoblade,
fine.
sorry.
They have barely any... They have, like, some connective tissue, but, like, it's more, like, thematic things. It's, like, Xenoblade's its own world.
He also has some incredibly fascinating dubbing roles. He is particularly Agent Smith in all of the Matrix films.
What the fuck?
Which I thought was very interesting. He also was Le Chiffre in Casino Royale.
Okay.
In the Japanese dub of Casino Royale, and Tommy in Twin Peaks.
Oh, tremendous.
So he's also been Marvin the Martian in the Looney Tunes dub.
Oh my, what the fuck? This guy has the range.
Yeah. So,
wow.
interesting guy, but mostly he plays old assholes.
Yeah, no, he definitely has that kind of locked down, doesn't he?
Yeah, mostly he plays old assholes, but there are a couple shockers in there as well, I would say.
Good shit. Very nice.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kazuhiro Nakata.
Thank you.
Tremendous. Oh, he's retired. Good for him. It's his years active up until 2011. Cool. Thank you, Audrey. I always, it's like just, there's some weird pleasure of just like, hey, what else did you do? Like,
yeah.
Katie's been watching...
I know that voice.
Yeah, Katie's been watching Sailor Moon, and, like, the English dub of Sailor Moon has so many big names in it. It is insane.
Yeah. Well...
Like, every single person, I'm like, I recognize you.
Is she watching the original 90s version?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, she's already,
So she got that good Megumi Ogata.
Mm-hmm. No, well, she's watching it in English. Wait, who does Megumi Ogata play in the...
Venus. That is famously how Naoko Takeuchi and Yoshihiro Togashi met, because she was playing Sailor Venus and Kurama at the same time, and she threw a party, and she invited both of them to the party.
Oh, that rules.
Yeah.
Sailor Jupiter is always my favorite. Anyway, I'm just gonna start talking about Sailor Moon. Boom anime babes. Why did you put that line in the song Bare Naked Ladies? That was weird. That'll do it, though. Thank you all again for tuning in to a wonderful episode of this silly Gundam show. I can only hope that the writers did as much cocaine next week as they did this week, because what a ride this was.
Yeah, really.
Oof. I mean,
maybe keep this energy for the rest of the series.
Please, yeah, nothing can compare to, Clown, but hopefully we'll get close.
The dazzling power of the clown.
Let's do some plugs. Argyle, would you like to go first?
Yeah, sure. I've been Argyle. You can find me on Twitter at Argyle_funk. You can also listen to a couple of little podcasts that I'm on. One of them being Pod of Greed. That's POD of Greed. It's about Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. These other two clowns are on it. It's a good show.
Clown-to-clown communication all around here.
Yep. It's a good show. Give it a listen. We have lots of guests on that one. Too many, some would say. You can also listen to KMRO FM, that is Kamurocho Radio. It is a Yakuza podcast, my favorite series of video games. Our most recent episode, I guess it would be second most recent by the time this goes out, has Audrey on it. It is about the Majima Saga in Yakuza Kiwami 2. It was a fun episode, and you should give that a listen as well. And that's it for me.
Cool. Yeah. I'm Audrey. You can find me on Twitter and Tumblr at Optimum Prime. I'm on Pod of Greed. That's at Pod of Greedcast on Twitter. Also a member of the Noise Space XYZ network, which I'm sure Max will talk more about. And yes, you can listen to Kamurocho Radio, especially the episode that I was on, where I managed to get through an episode of a podcast with Jordan without him crucifying me on air. So that was really exciting. Don't have any other projects in the moment going on at the moment, but if you're interested in hearing more from me, you can follow at The Reticulation. That's TheReticulation. Sorry, I just watched my cat fail to make it up to my bed.
Classic Fig.
Classic Fig.
Real Fig maneuver.
They're talking about you, buddy.
Get his ass.
On Tumblr, Twitter, and Facebook for updates about a website I'm trying to launch with a good friend of mine that will highlight and uplift LGBT voices in the realm of pop culture criticism.
Hell yes. And that leaves me, who you can find at Maxi Bajillion on Twitter. I'm Max. I forgot to say my name first. In addition to Pod of Greed, I also have a show called Slappers Only, a video game music showdown podcast. Argyle is on it. We talked about Yakuza Karaoke. Audrey is on it, and we were maybe a little too rude for her, but so it goes. When this episode goes up, we will have recorded our episode on Ni no Kuni 2, the best game that no one played.
I played like 3 hours of
Ni
Ni
no
no Kuni 1, and I didn't care about it. I didn't care it.
Hot take, 2's a better game. It doesn't have like the exact Ghibli aesthetic, but it still has Joe Hisaishi doing the music, and it's like an action RPG. It just wasn't
very fun to play.
Yeah, Ni no Kuni 1 is this weird like Pokemon knockoff. Ni no Kuni 2 is like, all right, let's do something a little bit more unique. And it's like an action RPG where you play as the President of the United States who got turned into a little mouse boy. Good game.
I do like Mr. Drippy, though. Mr. Drippy's fun.
Mr. Drippy's fun. You get like the equivalent of Mr. Drippy, who's like a Welsh Bart Simpson. It fucking rules.
The joke of Mr. Drippy, rude.
Go to noisepace.xyz to find this and all our other shows and many, many more. This show being Welku Robot at Welku Podcast on Twitter. Discord links in the show episode descriptions and the Twitter there. Come hang out with us. It's a very fun time. We promise you will not regret it. Oh, whose turn? Whose turn?
Argyle's.
Argyle's turn. Argyle, hey, buddy.
Hello.
What's that robot of the week?
It's Metal Gear X.
Fuck yeah, dude! I like it when I gotta cut it in half in that one game.
Wait, somebody cut it in half?
Yeah, Raiden.
No, he
Raiden
didn't.
Oh,
he cut Ray in half, dumbass.
Oh shit! Rex is the blocky one. Ray is the smooth one.
Rex is the one from Metal Gear Solid 1.
I'm so sorry. My apologies.
Rex is Hal's first mistake.
His only
Rex
mistake.
of many.
Only mistake.
I mean, it almost was a mistake, but he let it roar, so I think that kind of negates it.
He did give it a roar like a dinosaur button. You got to give him points for that.
And you got to fight it in the Peace Walker Monster Hunter part. Gear Rex.
Yeah, Gear Rex. You get to pilot it in MGS4. It's sick as fuck. It is a cool.
God, that fight was so fucking sick.
MGS4, debatably a bad game. It has some good parts though.
Yeah, I mean, again, how can something be bad if Wow, cool robot? Riddle me this, atheists.
Hideo Kojima gets it.
He doesn't get... Well, he did make a robot with the cockpits and the cocks, so, sometimes stop clocks right twice a day, I guess. Before I say anything else to embarrass myself, let's take this one to the close. As we always say, colonialism is bad.
Wow.
Cool robot.
Bye-bye.
See you next
Bye.
round, Gundam Fighters.